Alright, hello, welcome to my channel. Today is a welcoming for a weekend reading. This is a different reading that I'm going to be doing. Based on, it looks like a baseball field, kind of like that, but I'm using the playing cards as the result. So, the dice has already been doing its thing, because I already did it off camera, so I'm doing it now. And we're going to take through of what's going to happen, and then I hope that you guys will give this a like and stuff. All right. So, which that seems to be, um, it's between numerology, astrology, letters, numbers, all that stuff. So, this is what it seems to be, and I hope that you will guys like this. All right. So here we go. So based on this, um, this is what it's going to be seen to be at the moment. Um, and let's see. So first off, we have home base, first base, second base, and third base. So we have the ace of hearts, we have the four of diamonds, we have six, and we have the king. So basically, the four of diamonds and the ace of diamonds are going to switch. So first off, we have the six of diamonds against the four of diamonds. With the ace of hearts, we have the king of clubs. All right, so there we go. So we got it all right. So basically, home base is the six of diamonds. Second base is the four of diamonds, ace of hearts, and the king of clubs. So you have earth signs, water signs, and fire signs in this situation. Home base is basically Capricorn, right? Capricorn. The values, that's what it's called, right? For the six diamonds. The first base is the four of diamonds, represents Virgo, is values. So that's what it is, right? So we have both of them are values, but different zodiac signs. Then you have the ace of hearts that represents Pisces. So that's what it is. So that represents love. And the king of clubs represents Leo, but it represents communication at the same time. So there's communication, values, and love at the same time. Now, based on that, that's what it is. But when I add the dice to it, and the letters, so if I add it for 9 plus 6 plus 5 plus 6 is 26. That's the number 26. Now, the 26th letter is Z. That's Z. That's the last letter in the alphabet. If you do 9 times 5 divided by 26 is 46.8. There's no letters for 46.8. So that's 26 equals 1/8 of a fraction. That's basically 1/8 of how many letters it is. Between 26 divided by 46.8 is 55%. So over 1.8 equals 30.55%. The letters are, so between these letters or between, so B, C, F, and H, B, and then C, F, and H, right? So if you do 55, so if you think about 55, you think about the 27, no. But if you do the 3, so 55 divided by 3, for example, is 18. 18th letter is the R, and if you do 30 divided by 2 is 15th is O, for the letter O. And that's what it is. Now the die situation here, February, and April, and March. So you have two Aquariuses, then you have April for number 4, and number 3 is March. So you have Pisces and Aries at the same time. What I'm saying is that to this, to this direction is that you have to look at this from the basics, right? Look at what you're going to be doing. There's always, you can try to use your imagination, you can try to figure this out. There's always lots of ways to engage, right? Because when I'm doing this reading, it's a different reading, okay? And what I mean is by a different reading is that this is what it seems to be. There's always a good side, a bad side. But when I do numerology, astrology, algebra at the same time, I'm doing basically everything, everything combined together, right? So letters, numbers, math at the same time. So when I try to do this, basically it's a lot of good energy here, very, very precise energy. But when I do this, basically it's telling me about an outlet. You know what an outlet is? You plug in and it goes to an outlet. That's what it seems to be. But this is a different way. This is how it's going to be describing and stuff. Now, these can represent all zodiac signs. If you want to look it up into meta symbology, it will tell you about what the cards are meaning, and then what about, there could be famous people, there could be zodiac signs, whatnot. That's what it seems to be. But I'm going to keep going. The thing is, between when I said about 46.8 over 26 equals 1/8 of a fraction, you go from A, so A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I think it's H is number 8. So when you do those letters, you have to figure it out, right? And when me understand about how it is, when I'm like a good um, zodiac reading about this, it kind of gives me good energy. Maybe not, maybe kind of not very much. But when I keep doing this plus this at the same time, it's very different than rather than using a different way. So that's what it's based on. Okay. Now, nonetheless, it's kind of like giving you a little bit tiredness or something like that, for example. But when I do this, for example, basically it kind of is a good way, right? And when it is a very good thing to do, it kind of gives me lots of things to do. This is a different segment, a different way, a different um, interesting way, but that's what it seems to be, right? Nonetheless, where I'm trying to do this all by myself, and I'm doing a great job, and I'm having so many views on it. But when I do this, doing baseball field and doing all this, I want to figure out who's in first, second, third, and home base at the same time. You know, there's always this. Then I look at about what's the number is like 9 times 5, and then if you do that, that's like 45. And if you do that, you have to divide 26 and do all the numbers. So this is what it seems to be, okay? But what I'm telling you is that if you were asking me a question, say, why so many hours you're talking about a baseball field and I don't see it? Well, you can see it in the cards. Okay, you see it as, the 4 diamonds, the 6 diamonds doesn't, the king of clubs or the ace of hearts doesn't. But if you look at the 4 diamonds, you have, home base, first, second, third, if you do that. You have all those. But the point being is that when I'm using numerology, astrology, and algebra at the same time, that's what it seems to be. That's why when I get uh, so many views, it kind of gives me, wow, I'm doing a great job. And I am doing a great job. It's just, I have to keep everything what's going on into my own mind. And that's what it is. So before I let you all go, just remember how this is going to go, you know, because it's going to help you along the way from your life, but that's what it seems to be. So just knowing about you're going between your left side, your right side, but just keep it up. And that's what it is. Because this is very good. This is very different. This is like what it seems to be. So you can look at this, right? And I hope that you guys will enjoy this as long as it needs to. All right. So just remember how this is, and this is between a weekend reading-ish kind of thing. But this is between the Friday, the Saturday, the Sunday, wherever you guys are around the world. This is what it seems to be. And I'm gonna say one more thing is that when I look at this, I'm kind of like reading you what's going happening here. You know, I'm reading you about this, like the dice. I'm reading you about what that is. So, you know, you have to remember that things can go right side up, but it's not really. You know, if you just keep going and going and going, you can do this, right? So, thank you, and remember that pay attention to what I'm saying, and I hope that everything will be all fine dandy, and you know who you are around the world, but just remember how everything is going to go, okay? Because, like I say, it's going to be very good, and just remember how it seems to be. All right? Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye for now.